I would also like to welcome you all and thank you for coming and being on the internet and watching this service. I would like to read from Paramhansa Yogananda's Whispers from Eternity, the prayer demand for removing the cork of ignorance. No more shall my consciousness remain bottled in this little vessel of flesh, corked with ignorance. No more will I remain moving through the sea of cosmic consciousness, night and day, years, decades, and how many incarnations, so close, yet never able to contact thy sea. Through the bursting vibration of cosmic sound and the surging of thy holy name, I have removed the cork of ignorance, which so long separated me from thee, though we lived together so closely. Now, my body consciousness will meet thy all-surrounding, all-pervading consciousness. No longer will I walk heedlessly in thee, but never knowing and feeling thee. Thine image within me shall meet thine image everywhere. By releasing the I-ness in me, I will know that I am thou, and that thou alone art the little egos of us all. The victory that the courage demands is the realization that we are spirit, that we are not the body, we are not the ego, so we can dismiss this troubling warning to be against your mother and father, brother, sister, if we're not putting them or the personal attachments in front of the divine spirit. And that's the victory that we're seeking. We're seeking to realize that spirit is the only reality. We are spirit. All of us are spirit. So this flips the table on the idea of the ego, because the ego wants to affirm that material goods are the source of happiness, that our relationship should be one of people should like us, we should be elected president, we should have power, worldly power. And the spirit looks at it completely differently. And we, as truth seekers, remember and hear that whisper from the soul, that the soul and the spirit are one, and they're the reality. That's why you came to the Temple of Light this morning. On some level, the soul was whispering, check this out. This is important. The feeling that accompanies that consciousness is important. It's worth checking out. And that's why we're here. That's why you're watching on the internet. Unless your new girlfriend dragged you to this satsang. And that can happen too. But still, it's good karma to be dragged by your new girlfriend. Sister Gyanamata said something. She said many things, but one of her wonderful one-liners was, it takes very, very, very good karma even to want to learn to meditate. She's pushing it back, but the inspiration that the soul feels is the pull of spirit from somewhere in the past. It's completely different for all truth seekers. But to be a truth seeker, as all of you are, and all of you are watching are, is an enormous spiritual state. Because Maya is very serious business, and it is intent on keeping us from the spiritual search of any path. I'll tell you a true story. It's a little sad, but you need to hear it. So, 35 5 years ago, Maria and I were serving in Sacramento at the Ananda Center in Sacramento. And we would give a Sunday service in the little storefront that we had, and we had 1,000 square feet center. This was the center of Sacramento in the 1980s. And each Sunday we would have the choir, and we would have readings, and we would present Sunday service, pretty much in the format it is now. One Sunday, we gave the service, and at the end, we would, greet people and, give them a farewell blessing. And so this man came up to me, and he said, "Could I talk to you after the service?" And I said, "Yes, let's talk after the guests, most of the guests had left." So he and I were talking, and he said, "I cannot tell you how moved I was by the service today." And I could tell that, and he knew that it was Master talking to him through the service. He said, "I've been a truth seeker for 40 years. I was in my 30s. This man was probably in his 50s. So he's a little older than me. I was. Now I'm much older than him. He was just, I could just feel him. I could feel his heart just like, this is what I've been looking for the last 40 years. I've read books on Buddhism and Sufism and the Zen path and yoga and Christianity and Judaism and the Kabbalah there was something missing, and it was Yogananda. And I just can't thank you enough. And I said, "Brother, this is Master talking to you. And just thank him. I thank him. You thank him. This is a blessing that you've earned because of your sincere seeking." And he said, by this time he's like crying. Just tears coming out of him. And he's a 50-year-old guy. And it's fine. But I could feel he was sincere, really sincere. This was a moving moment for him. He said, "What do I do now? What do I do now?" I said, "Okay, there's a how to meditate class Tuesday night. Come. You can learn the Hong Sa technique, Master's second technique. There's 4 techniques: energization, Hong Sa, Om, Kriya. Start studying this path and practicing meditation every day." And he said, "Oh yeah, that'd be good." I said, "No, if you want, there's a Friday night meditation, because we offer something every night at all the communities." So I said, you can come to anything, and just come." I said, "Oh, I'm just so grateful." So I said, "Great." And so, Om, Om, Om. So, and I said, "You can come next Sunday. Just come every week. Just dive into this vibration, to act on this feeling." He didn't come Tuesday night. I never saw him again. And that has happened to me in the last 52 years of being with Ananda. That has happened to me many times. The same sincerity, and he was sincere, and we don't have time, but I could tell you 10 stories of sincere young women, old men, every history, every situation. And they didn't make it back. Why? Victory demands the courage of conviction. The blessing to have an inspiration, and every inspiration that we have, every feeling, when you go to a Buddhist temple or you turn on some Christian preacher on television and you feel the Divine Mother, the Heavenly Father, the Buddha, whatever, just the Spirit, the universal Spirit of the divine, of your own nature, reaching out to you, saying, "Come, seek truth, move." That's part A. part B is we have to do something about it. We have to act on it. And that's why I'm complimenting all of you. You're doing something about it. You're watching on the internet, and you're going to get the new path. You're going to take a meditation class. You're going to sign up for lessons online. You're going to do something to pursue it. There's an active force, Maya, that got my brother away from coming to the Ananda Sacramento a second time. I don't know what he did. Maybe there's a happy ending. He became a Buddhist monk. He went into silence. I never heard from him. I hope so. I don't know. I never heard from him. And it isn't our problem. Our job is to share the Spirit as we can to receptive souls. But the reality of it is that we have to put our spiritual reality at the forefront. That's why Swami Kriyananda was so intent on founding the Ananda World Brotherhood community. Because Master said, if people come together and live with like-minded people that reinforce the Spirit is the reality in their life, in their work, in their relationships, then that's going to make it easier for all of us. And our experience is, it makes it easier for all of us. And that's why people have lived at Ananda and will live at Ananda for this lifetime. Jyotish and Devi and Jaya and Sadhana Devi and on and on and on. Because it's helpful. Does that mean that you can't seek God without satsang? No, it doesn't. Remember that Master kept Rajasi at his job in Kansas City as a CEO, as an insurance head, as a farm owner, as an oil man, all these things, because it was Rajasi's karma to do that and to share in that way, even though he was free. So our karmas vary. That doesn't define it. But we have to be courageous and follow the convictions of our heart that Spirit is the reality. We've got to act on that. And we've got to put ourselves in positions where that grows and continues to grow. We have to go to the Expanding Light on a weekend instead of going to a gambling tournament in Reno. Either or. Think of Amar. Now, I don't know what happened to Amar. Maybe some of you do. So Amar's in the story today. Amar is with Swami Kriyananda, he's with Paramhansa Yogananda. And Paramhansa Yogananda wants to go to solitary meditation in Rishikesh with Amar. What do you think, Amar? Should we go to Rishikesh and meditate together with the Prem Avatar of the age? Or should I go back to Kolkata to my couch, my family, familial warmth? Let's see. Oh, what to do? In retrospect, of course, it's easy, but all of us, when we're starting on the spiritual path, we face this stuff. Like, okay, well, there's this saint in town. They want to go to the satsang. Well, the Dodgers are playing today, and I don't know. I credit all of you for being truth seekers, and I have good news. The spiritual path is difficult at first, and then effortlessly liberating. As you pursue the search for God and make it more and more foremost in your consciousness, the veil just disappears. You do not really want to pull away from that vibration, because the vibration of Spirit through whatever is bringing it to you dilutes your happiness, your fulfillment. When I was a young disciple, I wasn't a disciple yet, really. I was a truth seeker, and I was just seeking truth. And I lived in San Francisco in the 60s, and there would be various saints men and women saints would come and give a presentation at the Unitarian Church. And I would go, and one week it would be a Buddhist monk, and the next week it would be a Zen master, and the next week it would be Swami Muktananda, and Guru Mai would be there, his translator. And I would meet these people, and no matter, even if I didn't really resonate with the path thoroughly, I began to feel the vibration of truth and the vibration of consciousness that was being fulfilled. And it just lifted you. And that's the fun part about being a truth seeker, is oh, this is real. Give me more of it. I need to surround myself. But even if we've been on the path, we found the Guru, and we are Buddhists or Kriya Yogis or whatever, we still need to keep that same growing conviction and growing depth that this is me. This is the real me, is this light, that I am one with the Father, with the Divine Mother. All pervading, I am Om, all blessed, I am Om. Why do we sing these chants? Because it's in your heart that songs of joy resound. You'll hear but echoes in the world around. That was Swami's message. That's why Maria couldn't help but, when they sing that song, I hear Swami Kriyananda sing that song with the guitar, because that was always the first song. Come gather around. Let's talk about truth. Come on. And then he would give his talk. He'd talk about some aspect of truth. But that vibration, that invitation to truth, we need to keep it alive. If you've been a disciple for 30 years, 40 years, 50 years, 60 years, still the Spirit is calling you to deeper, longer, thirsty, Guru-given meditation. Okay, we got it. Let's do it. We keep going deeper. We keep surrounding ourselves. But it is easier as you go along to not be caught by the Maya. I have been working with people from Ananda for over 50 years. Construction workers, yes. Auto mechanics, yes. Wood splitters, yes. Ditch diggers, yes. Garbage men, yes. But they're all disciples. And so we have very uplifting times doing these things, whereas when I worked with those people before, sometimes the use of God's name was not quite the same. Maria would sometimes be stunned with the people I worked with. She'd be like, when she was, I think, 5, her mom took her to the lake shrine to feed the ducks, Okay, we got it, the truth is calling, but the feeling is there. We have to acclimate to that feeling. We have to deepen our experience of that feeling. We have to remember what Paramhansa Yogananda told Dr. Lewis. Remember, doctor, God loves you as much as he loves me. He is our common Father. Repeat that to yourself. Master said, repeat the poem Samadhi every day. But he also said, visualize yourself in that consciousness. That's what we have to do. We have to hold the reality that Samadhi is what we're after, and Samadhi is the reality. And this world of duality, this world of conflict and horrible international war crimes and human rights violations and all that stuff, it does exist, but it does not define our consciousness. We are light. The masters do not live in perfect times. Paramhansa Yogananda lived through World War I, World War II, and all the rest of it. Swami Kriyananda lived through all the things that happened between 1926 and 2011. It isn't pretty the way the people are behaving, but at the same time, God is blessing people at all times. You know who I pray for in these conflicts? I pray for the diplomats that are trying to get a peace treaty. I pray for the humanitarian workers. I pray for the doctors without borders that go into war zones because people need help. They need bandages put on and they need help. Nurses, doctors, attendants, medical ambulance drivers. Courage, heroism, humility, service to the divine. Same was true at all times. Concentrate on the light and the goodness. There is always light and goodness. And there is always, in this world, darkness and evil. But if we look and concentrate on the evil, you forget that God is with us. Omnipresent, I am Om. All-pervading, I am Om. Ergo, wherever you are, you're in Om. Because it's all-pervading. It's omniscient. And you are Om. You have that consciousness. Hold to the Guru. Each of us has to find ways that make this a reality day to day and make it deeper. And it's not going to be the same for all of us. You know, if you're a lawyer, you can't be chanting the Maha Mantra from the top of your lungs like you can if you're a tractor driver. Ha ha ha. But we need lawyers. We need doctors, we need mothers and fathers and teachers and fundraisers and engineers, whatever your dharma is. And that's why Master kept Rajasi in that role. That's why he had Sister Gyanamata stay in Seattle until it was the right time. She was the wife of a university professor. She played that part. There's a great story. She couldn't go see Yogananda because it wouldn't have been proper for the wife of a university professor to go to hear a Hindu philosopher give a talk. So she had her son go to Yogananda's lecture and tell about what the Guru said. It's karma, it's the times we live in. It's just, thank God that you, in your heart, the songs of joy resound. Hold to it, practice it, deepen it, and just year by year, find more and deeper ways that you can be in the consciousness of the Guru all day. Remove the cork of ignorance. That you can be more and more close to that vibration. That you can sing the songs of joy under your breath if you can't sing them in the office. Whatever the situation is. Deeper, longer, thirsty contact with the divine. And what does that yield? Enjoyable beyond imagination of expectancy. You can't imagine how much joy. And I'm sure that Amar, at the end, and I don't know what happened to him, I'm sure some of you do, but in the end, like, I should have gone to Rishikesh. But with that, I bet you the resolution, I should practice Kriya Yoga as the Guru taught. So keep your spiritual life dynamic. And if you're new, if you're totally new, this is the first service you've ever been to, pursue it, explore it. Explore the truths of the masters of all religions and find one truth, one Father, one Mother. God bless you all.
Come gather round, let joy sing out today. Dawn now is breaking, and the mountains say, it's only light can make the darkness run. Lift up your head, greet the rising sun. Greet the rising sun. Some people think to harvest happiness by weeding troubles, easing every stress. The trouble is that troubles never end. Get rid of one, and you face its friend. And you face its friend. that echoes in the world around. Wind on a hill sounds lonely if you're sad, free if you're free, cheerful if you're glad. Cheerful if you're glad. Friends, come with me. We'll chant of battles won, shots not of anger. Joy will be our gun. Before the light, the veils of sorrow rend. In inner freedom, all delusions end. All delusions end. Free at last from dire oppression, free from armies shouting hate, free at last from brute aggression, free a new life to create. Let us now hands join together, bless with peace our native isle, bless our fields of flowering heather, may our hearts be free from guile.
Let us build new lives in beauty. Let the grass wave full and green. Let peace be our highest duty. Joy